Download and watch it live on Sport TV Now app.
Would the tale of the tape been slightly different without Marco Bezzecchi's 2 long laps? Well, that's all this, buts, whats and maybes. Let's take nothing away from our Australian Grand Prix winner in 2025, the fantastic Ralph Fernandez.
Yeah, those 2 long lap penalties are not Ralph Fernandez's fault there. Marco Bezzecchi's, who did a great job, in fairness to him, to make up for that, taking a podium in the end. Another lap or 2, it might have been second. It's 4th for Alex Marquez, who will have to wait probably another 6 days to secure second place in the championship. Marco Bezzecchi keeps that going on at least another week, but we can now surely say that the Marquez brotherly 1-2 is just one more race away from being completed.
Another dire day for Pecco Bagnaia, his late crash out of top 10 contention, and Marco Bezzecchi's brilliant charge to the podium sees Bez finally wrestle top 3 in the championship away from the Italian Chris Hemsworth, the Hollywood A-lister, who's been spending so much time with the VR46 racing team this weekend. Well, he's brought a bit of a podium touch to Valentino Rossi's pit box, because Fabio Di Gianantonio, boy does he love Phillip Island after what was effectively a career-saving podium here back in 2023. He's done the business again. Trackhouse Aprilia, don't think they can quite believe it, can they? Chris Hemsworth there just having a chat to Pablo Nieto, the Fortamina Enduro VR46 racing team boss. Paolo Bonora, of course, such a key figure behind the scenes at Aprilia, comes to congratulate Ralph Fernandez. It's brilliant scenes, absolutely wonderful scenes to see a rider fulfill a dream, fulfill a lifelong goal, and to take their first success in MotoGP. To Aprilia, what a weekend it's been for Aprilia.
The catchphrase of the Trackhouse team, welcome to the house. Well, Phillip Island is now their house.
Dare we say it, despite Marc Marquez's brilliance in 2025, on current form, is Aprilia the best motorcycle in MotoGP right now? Certainly putting a strong case to be known with that accolade, as the Aussie fans make their way to the podium celebrations, as they will savour and offer their adulation to a first-time winner, Ralph Fernandez. 1.4 seconds he was clear of Fabio Di Gianantonio at the checkered flag. Looking forward to hearing our top 3 very, very shortly. Then have a little post-race natter with Jack down in Parc Fermé. Let's hear from Marco Bezzecchi. Then he led early on, had to serve the 2 long laps, but still salvaged a brilliant podium. He's now 3rd in the World Championship. Bez with Jack.
Marco, once again, you had to fight today. That long lap penalty, the double long lap penalty, was always going to make things difficult. Just how deep did you have to dig to get onto the podium?
Yeah, it was a super tough race, because of course with the penalty was everything more complicated, but my strategy worked perfectly, because I wanted to make the perfect start and try to push at the beginning, and I had a bit of gap when I made the penalty, so super happy. I didn't imagine to catch a podium with a penalty, so very happy. I'm super grateful to my team, to all Aprilia factory, also the Riders Academy, Vale, and all the staff, because they are always close to me, and now it's time to recover a bit physically for Malaysia.
Great job, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, more time to recover, not too much time to recover for Bez before he's back on track in Malaysia in just 5 days' time. But that's another brilliant performance, isn't it, by the Italian. That is his 40th career podium finish, his 16th in the MotoGP World Championship, and that actually now does as we just listen to Bellissimo and Grandissimo, the congratulations to Marco Bezzecchi's brilliant late charge, and make that Bez's 7th podium finish of the season, which is now a new record from an Aprilia rider. No Aprilia rider has ever taken that amount of podiums in a MotoGP campaign. Just shows the outstanding job that Bez has been doing. Certainly over the last few Grand Prix, his last 8 finishes, all top 5s. Fabio de Gianantonio's love affair, though, with Phillip Island continues. An excellent second for the Ducati star, and he's with Jack.
Well, Fabio, it's been a roller coaster, up and down season, but once again, you come to Phillip Island and magic happens. You must love this place.
This place is amazing. A part of racing is a fantastic island, so whenever we come here, it's just a magical weekend. Then, yeah, for sure, when you do races like this, it's even more sweet. You know, it's been a great race. Definitely, maybe the biggest bittersweet of my career, because we had the potential. We just ruined the opportunity to win for the qualifying. But a part of this racing today was amazing. With a lot of overtakes, great pace. I was trying to catch Raul, but it was really far. So happy for me, for the team. We keep going. We never give up. Even as a roller coaster season, we always try to keep up.
Super ride. Well done.
Thank you. Ciao, guys.
Yeah, cracking ride that once again in front of the Australian fans for Fabio de Gianantonio. Just his third Grand Prix podium of the season. His last, of course, was a special one as well, in front of his home crowd in Mugello. Never an easy proposition to find your way through on Pedro Acosta, where he's fighting for the top three on a KTM, but he does it. Maybe he's a bit of a lucky charm, isn't he, Chris Hemsworth? The fan can pay for a flight for the star of Thor to maybe come to the Sepang Grand Prix next weekend. We're going to hear from, I'm sure, a very emotional Raul Fernandez, a first-time MotoGP winner. What a place to do it as well, right here in Phillip Island. Your MotoGP winner then in the Australian Grand Prix of 2025, a first-time winner, Raul Fernandez with Jack.
Raul, what a journey it's been for you in MotoGP. Doubted by so many, but you've silenced the critics today. You are a MotoGP race winner. How good does that sound?
I cannot believe it. So sorry, but I cannot believe it. I think after a long time, we found something. All the team always believed me. They never stopped to support me. So it is the consequence of hard work. So thanks to them. Of course, we make a really good pace. I try to manage until the end. We know that in this kind of track, you need to manage very well the rear tire, and I try to make, because at the end, we know that was very difficult to manage, and it is what I did. Just especially the last 5 laps was super long race for me. So, but anyway, thanks to my team, thanks to my family, they always support me. So thanks to them.
Huge congratulations.
Thank you.
Those last 5 laps probably felt like 5 years for Raul Fernandez, but he has finally done it. This is that special moment which you could never take away from him. Winning a MotoGP race for the very first time at one of our most iconic and classic venues. There's his crew chief on the left there, Noe Herrera. Davide Brivio there, offering a round of applause as Trackhouse are MotoGP winners for the very first time. Valencia, all the way back in 2021 in Moto2, was the last time Raul Fernandez would have heard the Spanish national anthem after a victory for the Spanish rider. 11th win of his career, but this, the biggest of them all, his first in MotoGP, first for Trackhouse. Just the 6th ever win in MotoGP for Aprilia. Marco Bezzecchi, Aleix Espargaro, Maverick Vinales, previous winners for the Nuali factory. But now we can add Raul Fernandez to that roster.
And if you're going to win a Grand Prix, that's how to win it. From the front, no one ever really put in under any kind of threat. As soon as Marco Bezzecchi had served his first long lap penalty, the path was clear for Raul Fernandez to motor clear at the front of the race. What a result for Raul, what a result for Trackhouse, and you have to say, from Raul Fernandez's point of view, that was no fluke, as he completes the clean sweep for every team now, as you can see in MotoGP. They have all now won a MotoGP Grand Prix, with the newest team in MotoGP, Trackhouse, joining the rest. All 11 teams now in MotoGP are Grand Prix winners.
There's going to be some party in the house later on as far as Trackhouse are concerned, isn't there? As we get set for the podium celebrations. It's been a pretty windy and wild day here in Phillip Island, but as always, we've been treated to some spectacular action. We go from the rather cool and chilly breeze of Phillip Island to Sepang and the heat and humidity once again. There are some Jack Miller fans who unfortunately didn't get to see the home hero sustain his fight for the podium after an early crash at Siberia when he was well locked inside that top 6. As we'll take a pause and listen to the thoughts of the top 3.
Non mi viene il fiato adesso che uscivo da...
Bravo Tio, puoi contare il partito, sai?
Grazie mille.
Te lo meriti.
Ti guardava che arrivavi te,
Sto spingendo.
Ma te sempre, Tio, alla fine sei forte? Anche?
Perché curo bene le gomme dall'inizio.
Sì.
Però
Ho fatto
andai
una
forte.
partenza da Dio.
Non ti hai partito bene oggi, eh?
Sì.
Ma l'anno scorso, la 1, cioè se andavi tipo 1 metro largo così, c'erano le buche?
No.
Non c'erano infatti.
No, sì,
Oppure
io credo
meno.
che sia alla 1 sì.
Anche l'anno scorso?
Oddio.
Sì, credo sì.
Oh, alla 2 che vento c'era.
Tanto.
Si chiudeva da me.
Ma secondo me a fine gara di più? No.
Eccomi qua.
Oh, guarda, ti sei andato forte. Cioè, fa il podio con long lap.
Sì, sì.
Ma
Il
poi
primo-
stamattina il vento non c'era praticamente.
Comunque se non giri col vento non è girare Phillip Island. Cioè
Ah, sì.
venerdì e sabato non era
No,
veramente
vento e
Phillip Island.
gabbiani nella moto.
Ah, io ieri...
Ieri l'hai preso pieno, mi hai passato.
Mi sono arrivati i pezzi nel collo per 3 giri.
Sì, sì. 2 giri alla fine, Tio, qua.
C'era il gabbiano.
Arrivando alla 10. Wow.
Te quanti secondi avevi?
3.
3. Niente.
Io pensavo che mi rompi le scatole. Ah, anche te l'hai passato lì. Ok.
Sì.
Ma
Ho sorpasso.
io quando ti arrivavo a te, nel momento che ti prendevo, passavi.
Ah, ok.
E allora vai, passo io, mi avvicinavo, passavi.
Perché l'upgrade
Dopo
abbiamo
in
messo
realtà
qui.
qua io ho perso con Acosta per passarlo, ho perso un po' più tempo e te già eri andato. E io ho detto, posso fare quarto. Quando ho spinto per andare via Costa ho visto che vi prendevo. Allora ho detto, ok, cerchiamo di prenderli e vediamo.
È caduto?
Poverino Pecco.
Madonna, lì c'è il muro vicino comunque.
Abbiamo montato i specchietti sta gara per quello che ti staccavo Bez quando ti avvicinavi. L'update 26 quello lì. Bello. Prima vittoria, no? Prima quella è stata grande.
Sì. Il
Bravo.
primo podium dopo 3 anni, 4.
Ah, sì.
L'ultima volta che ho visto.
No, però sprint l'hai fatti.
Sì, è sprint.
Gara lunga no.
Mai.
Bella sta coppa.
Sì.
Figa.
Mamma mia, sono a pezzi, eh.
Oh, guarda
stamattina
la gente.
mi è salita la febbre, sono a pezzi.
Ci credo. Io sono a pezzi non per la febbre.
Sì, poi Phillip Island.
So our top 3 then have processed that dramatic Phillip Island Grand Prix here in Australia, and now it's time for the podium celebrations as we herald once again a first time winner in MotoGP in 2025.
So it is Davide Brivio who put his faith in Raul Fernandez, who takes his place on the podium. Trackhouse are winners in MotoGP. Marco Bezzecchi, superb ride, what a comeback for him. The 2 long laps were just too much. Fabio Di Giannantonio second for the Island podium out of the last 3 and a third of the season. But your star today, representing the stars and stripes of the United States and Trackhouse, he lets the emotion out. Raul Fernandez, a day that he thought may never come at times. When he was jettisoned from Tech 3 KTM in MotoGP, he found a new home at RNF, which of course then became Trackhouse under new American ownership, and he has shone today. Congratulations then to Davide Brivio. Trackhouse take their first MotoGP victory. What a place to take it to. Third for Marco Bezzecchi, which takes him to third in the World Championship too now. 8 points ahead of Pecco Bagnaia with 3 Grand Prix to go. He must have known even before he came here that some penalty was coming his way. So to take a podium regardless is some effort. The chairman of the AGPC will present second place over to Fabio Di Giannantonio, who takes a round of applause from Thor himself. But the superhero from a Trackhouse point of view today was Raul Fernandez. Doubted for so long, but doubted no more. Raul Fernandez, today is your day. A MotoGP winner at last.
great day for Trackhouse, a great day for Aprilia, and a monumental day for Raul Fernandez. As for the first time in his MotoGP career, the 24-year-old Spaniard celebrates from the top step of the podium, and quite rightly so as well. Fans watching all around the world at home have voted Fernandez your rider of the race. One of the easier decisions of the season to make, I'm sure, with a thoroughly and richly deserved accolade for Fernandez. Is he going to do the shoey on the Aussie podium? I think he is. Here we go. Are we all going to go? We're going to get a triple shoey here. I think Di Giannantonio's certainly getting in on the act. Marco Bezzecchi likewise. Well, I'm sure they'd have preferred Jack Miller to be part of these celebrations, but nevertheless, the Australian fans once again showing their utmost respect for our top three here in Phillip Island. Digia egging on the crowd as he takes a big gulp of Prosecco out of his rather sweaty boots. Need a bit more in there than that, Raul. Come on. He's had load it up, mate. Come on, load it up. Yeah, first time since Valencia 2021, he's had that winning feeling. As of course when he was back in his Moto 2 days. Marco Bezzecchi, great recovery, great ride by Bez. I'm sure there's going to be a little tinge of regret that the 2 long laps arguably cost him the chance to double up here in Australia, as some lucky fans get some get a prize. Who's got the boot? We'll let them. I think we'll let them tough it out, shall we? Down on the grid, some special souvenirs getting flung into the crowd here on the Gardner Straight. Once again, thanks to the Australian fans who come here in their numbers at one of the most iconic Grand Prix venues. We don't always get too many favours from the weather. The Australian fans once again out in force, come rain, shine, hail, wind, whatever. Now that's a bit more like it. Take a proper big gulp, Raul. Your Australian Grand Prix winner then, Trackhouse Aprilia's Raul Fernandez. Not too many on an RSGP have gone before him. Alicia Spargaro, Margaret Vinales.
Download and watch it live on Sport TV Now app.